In the private chambers of a Roman home, behind the public celebrations of a wedding, a ritual unfolded that combined legal necessity, social expectation, and religious symbolism, one so intimate and controversial that later generations sought to bury it from memory. The ritual, part of elite Roman marriages, especially conferatio for patricians, required the bride to prove her virginity and complete the union under supervision to validate the marriage as a legal transfer of property and lineage. It typically involved witnesses, usually 7 people, a small group of trusted family members or officials observed from a distance to testify if needed, ensuring the marriage's validity under Roman law. Their presence turned a private moment into a semi-public event for legal purposes. Attendants, Pronuba, an elderly married woman, dressed in formal robes, oversaw the proceedings. She guided the bride, offered instructions on marital duties, and ensured traditions were followed. Physician, a doctor, was present with tools to conduct examinations, a pre-ritual check to confirm the bride's virginal status, a verification after consummation, and a final confirmation at dawn. All findings were documented as legal evidence to protect family honor and inheritance rights. Mysterious wooden figure under cloth. This was Mutinous Tutunus, a fertility god represented by a life-size wooden phallus, about 4 feet tall, draped in cloth. As a sacred duty, the bride was required to straddle and mount it briefly in view of the witnesses, symbolizing divine blessing for fertility and submission to marital roles. The act was public within the chamber to invoke the god's favor. Why was it erased? With Christianity's rise in the 4th to 5th centuries AD, the Church viewed such pagan practices as obscene and immoral. Statues of Mutinous Tutunus were smashed, texts describing the ritual were destroyed or censored, art was whitewashed, and roles, like the Pronuba, were redefined into ceremonial ones without the symbolic elements. Hostile Christian accounts labeled it immoral, leading to its systematic forgetting, surviving only in fragmented legal, medical, and literary sources. This ritual reflected Rome's view of marriage as a legal and religious contract, but its invasive nature clashed with emerging Christian ideals of privacy and modesty in marriage. We remember this ritual today not to sensationalize ancient customs, but to honor the women who endured such invasive traditions in the name of family and society, to recognize that what was once sacred can become erased as values evolve, and to ensure history teaches us respect for personal dignity in all cultural practices. The cloth was lifted for a moment, but Christianity drew the veil over it forever.